Morning everybody!
Morning!
So, today's the day we should finish the Shropshire Union.
Officially, yes.
Officially. One end to the other. So we know that we're going to be challenged with Floating Pennywort.
Yeah.
We've had the
really
word
nice.
off the fuel boat and one or two others. So we're going to trundle up here, see if we can fight our way through it. There's already quite a few signs of it bubbling around. Get to Ellesmere Port, and then we're going to call it a draw at the boat museum. That's the end of the canal as far as we're concerned. Going to have a wander about, take some pictures or what have you, which we'll show you later in the video probably.
It isn't raining at the moment, but as you can see, we are prepared.
We more or less tried it. We were ready to be finished yesterday, weren't we?
We were drenched, absolutely drenched, so bad. But
we got proper soaked. I said that, mate. I would dry him the body. My jeans, I didn't put any wet trousers on, so my jeans were soaking. And I think it got through to my boots and my socks. But we managed to dry. I've got the same clothes on today, so
managed to dry
it's
now.
90% dry.
Yeah.
My coat's still a little bit wet, but it's not raining at the moment, so hopefully things will dry out as we pundle along up here. So, despite the fact it was challenging, it was okay. We did all those logs. Thank God the lockies were there for the three.
We had a bit of help on the flight.
So that was good.
Hard, very
quiet
hard
night
work.
last night. Lots of traffic noise. I could hear cars. We must be. And I think we're passing the motorway shortly, so I think we're close to the motorway.
I think it runs over that way.
So no doubt we'll see a bit of motorway shortly as well. Misty did a vanishing act, never came back all evening. Carol went to sleep and I could hear her absolutely bombing up and down the length of the roof of the boat. Anyway, I locked her in early doors this morning, much to her disgust and Carol's I think as well, but sod it. I don't want to trip interrupting, mate.
Quite happy here.
Yeah, we've got the intention is to get back to somewhere like here or maybe the one a bit further back today. So it's about 4 miles, I think, 4.5 miles, so that'll be like an 8.5 mile day. With a bit of an interlude in the middle while we go and investigate what's going on. Boat museum's closed, we believe.
Yeah,
so
unfortunately we can't go around there, so that's, we've had that.
Yeah, should be good. Anyway, we'll bring you along for the interesting bits, if there are any. As you can see, the Floating Pennywort is a bit of a challenge, and we've just come through a bit that blocked the whole canal. I think we've made it through. So at this point we'd only just started to enter into the worst of the Floating Pennyworts, and we were unaware of what was to come. As you can see here, mats would get hung up on the bow of the boat and basically slow our progress to nearly nothing. At this point we would have to reverse out of the mat, try and point the nose in a different direction and sneak past it. Across the canal. I'm going straight down middle. I'm going down middle because I'll run aground otherwise. We also found that hitting the mats at a bit of speed helped and split them apart, although it was a bit heavy on the engine. We're now getting into some of the worst sections, and as you can see, the weed is basically blocking the entire width of the canal. It took us a fair while to get through these sections. We also found that the weed seemed to congregate where the bridges were and the canal was much narrower, making it very difficult to get through the bridges. Given the tight circumstances, it's also difficult to drop the weed off the front of the boat. At this point we had no option but to press on, as the canal's too narrow to turn the boat, so we need to at least get to the next winding hole. Well, just a bit of an update. We are struggling with the Floating Pennywort. We got the first sort of mile or so done, and it's just absolutely chronic. We keep catching it up on the bow. Carol is stood here, she's just had a shot.
I am here.
We've got a great wedge on the bow at the moment. We're just trying to get to a point where we can try and drop it off. It's been challenging up to now.
It's pretty mildly.
Not quite sure whether we'll make it or not at this point. We may be turning at the next winding hole and calling it a draw.
It's getting worse. We were warned about it, but
yeah, I think if you persevered, you get there eventually. As you can see, we're well, we might not be able to see, but we're doing about 1 mile. Well, we're not even doing that. We're about half a mile an hour at the moment. Towing with us about 4 tonne of floating pennywort. So we're going to try and drop this off here. The next winding hole is still some distance away from where we are, so kind of can't do a great deal anyway. That's the next bridge round, that's the bridge round the corner there, 138 Denison's. So let's see whether we can... Sorry.
it's alright. It's coming off.
Watch yourself on that bridge. You can't steer going backwards.
It's off, I think.
I'm just trying to get a bit of a distance through it so we can see our way of getting
Pick it back
through
up
it.
again.
Watch your head. What I wanted was a way of going round it, but we're hoping we're going to go that way, but it's come right across Chipping Foot again.
I could sit on the bow.
Know what you can do on the bow. I keep telling you that, but you're not listening. Get away from that bridge, get out of the edge. We've just got it all again.
Some of it's off. It's off at my side.
We seem to have dropped that bit after a bit of a battle. Sorry about that. Was otherwise engaged. Yeah, it hangs up. Occasionally, it hangs up on the bow, and you have to reverse out of it. And then, if you can keep some pace up, it actually cuts through it, I think. But occasionally, it gets caught up. I mean, we're off and running again now.
Yeah, we came past the boat, a boatyard, weren't we? With, and there are all these more boats, so you're trying to slow down the boats, but you
it just makes it worse. If you can't keep a head of steam up, so we were trying the middle ground, and I think we upset somebody.
Yeah,
but
somebody shouted at us.
Not quite sure what he said, but
I do. It wasn't nice.
Well, he'll be getting the same back when we go back. I ain't in the mood. Well, another little update. We've got coffee, so that's good. We've fought our way, as you will have seen some of it, through hideous amounts of floating pennywort. And we were trying to make it to the winding hole to give in and turn round. Anyway, we've got to the winding hole and it's a bit clearer, so whether it be reckless or stupid.
He made an executive decision while I was making coffee.
we're within 3 miles of the end of the canal, so
Oh dear.
it seems such a shame to have come this far and not make it to the end. So when I was talking to the fuel boat, he said something about them having cleared the part from a mooring, and we've just passed the mooring where the winding hole is. And I'm hoping that it means that they've cleared the thick of this, and at the moment it's not bad.
No, there is somebody, so it's okay.
I suspect that we've still got some hung on the boat, because we don't seem to be moving normally. But hopefully we can trundle up here and get to the end, turn, and at least we've done it. So there, I've made the decision. I'm not even convinced it's a good idea myself at this point, but anyway.
Never mind. As you said earlier, it's all in adventure.
We've come so far, it just seems a shame to give in at the last.
I know, it does.
Cusp.
It does.
Good news is that Ellesmere Port, there's a train station, so you can get your home from there if you get stuck. Wasn't particularly planning on mooring anywhere around here, but you never know, do you?
No.
See some more pennywort. That seems to be on the hard patches at the moment. So anyway, we'll keep you posted. So the good news is, from here in we were pretty much pennywort free, and we had a clear run into Ellesmere Port. So here up ahead on the right are the weed boats that the CRT used to remove the weed out of the canal. Unfortunately, one of the boats had broken down, so these guys were working on clearing the weed we'd just passed through, but currently we're out of action due to this breakdown. Morning. Can you clear us a way back? It's purgatory down there.
Yeah, we're heading up that way. Once the boats start working, we'll be on with this. Oh,
Oh, nearly killed us. So here we're on the last few hundred yards into where the boat museum is. We pass under some major roads and through this quite narrow stretch of, not tunnel exactly, but close together bridges. Morning. So here's the basin at the boat museum, and where we're considering ourselves as having completed the Shropshire Union, and we're just winding the boat ready to moor up and go on a view of the museum.